women have played a transformative role in sports history, overcoming barriers and defying societal norms to achieve greatness. From ancient times to the modern era, female athletes have fought for equality, representation, and recognition in professional sports. Their achievements have not only redefined competition, but also inspired generations, proving that gender is no barrier to excellence. The impact of women in sports history continues to shape the future. They're pushing for greater inclusivity, opportunity, and respect. Historically, women were excluded from competitive sports, often restricted to recreational or non-competitive activities. In ancient Greece, where the Olympic Games began, women were not allowed to compete. However, events like the Heraean Games, dedicated to the goddess Hera, provided early opportunities for female athletes. During the 19th and early 20th centuries, societal expectations limited women's participation in sports, as it was widely believed that rigorous physical activity was unsuitable for them. Despite these restrictions, trailblazing women challenged these norms and carved a path for future generations. One of the earliest milestones in women's sports was the inclusion of female athletes in the Olympic Games. In 1900, the Paris Olympics became the first modern Olympics to feature women, with female athletes competing in tennis, golf, sailing, and croquet. This historic moment set the stage for women's increased participation in global sporting events. The mid-20th century saw the emergence of female icons who shattered records and stereotypes. Babe Didrikson-Zaharias, one of the greatest female athletes of all time, dominated multiple sports, including track and field, basketball, and golf. In the 1960s and 1970s, Billie Jean King revolutionized women's tennis, not only through her dominance on the court, but also through her advocacy for equal pay in sports. Her victory over Bobby Riggs in the 1973 Battle of the Sexes was a defining moment in proving that female athletes could compete at the highest level. The passing of Title IX in 1972 was a turning point in women's sports history. This U.S. federal law mandated equal opportunities in athletics for women in schools and colleges, leading to an explosion of female participation in sports. Title IX paved the way for female athletes to receive scholarships, compete in collegiate leagues, and eventually transition to professional sports. Women's involvement in global competitions continued to rise. The FIFA Women's World Cup, first held in 1991, provided female soccer players with an international stage to showcase their talent. Athletes like Mia Hamm, Abby Wambach, and Megan Rapinoe have since cemented their legacies, inspiring millions and advocating for gender equality in sports. In professional basketball, the establishment of the WNBA in 1996 created a league for female athletes to compete at the highest level. Players such as Lisa Leslie, Diana Taurasi, and Candace Parker have dominated the sport, proving that women's basketball deserves the same recognition as the NBA. The Olympic Games have continued to showcase the brilliance of female athletes. Simone Biles, the most decorated gymnast in history, has revolutionized gymnastics with her unprecedented skill and power. Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players of all time, has broken countless records, proving that women's sports are just as competitive and exciting as men's sports. Combat sports have also seen groundbreaking achievements, with Ronda Rousey, Amanda Nunes, and Claressa Shields paving the way for women in MMA and boxing. These athletes have not only dominated their sports, but also helped normalize women competing in physically demanding and traditionally male-dominated fields. Despite these achievements, challenges remain. Gender pay gaps, media coverage disparities, and unequal sponsorship deals continue to affect women in sports. Female athletes earn significantly less than their male counterparts, even when competing at the highest levels. The fight for equal pay and visibility is ongoing, with athletes advocating for fairness in professional sports. The future of women's sports looks brighter than ever. With increased investment, media representation, and fan support, women's sports are gaining the recognition they deserve. Young girls now have more role models, opportunities, and pathways to pursue careers in athletics. The rise of social media has given female athletes a platform to connect with fans and advocate for equality in sports. Women's contributions to sports history cannot be overstated. From breaking records to breaking barriers, female athletes have redefined what is possible, proving that talent, dedication, and perseverance transcend gender. As the world continues to evolve, women in sports will continue to inspire future generations, ensuring that every girl who dreams of becoming an athlete can do so without limits.